This is Mastering MySQL with Michael Sinkolongo. In this section, we shall be installing MySQL Workbench. MySQL Workbench is a tool that we shall be using throughout this tutorial for running queries and managing our database. To get started, search in your favorite search engine, type MySQL Workbench download. Select the first item in the search engine results. Make sure that it says download MySQL Workbench. Also, make sure that you're downloading from the official website, which is dev.mysql.com. Clicking this item will take you to the downloads page. Select your operating system. In most cases, you will not need to do so because the page can detect the operating system you're using and recommend the best installer to download. As you can see, it has recommended that I download the MySQL installer, which I already used to install MySQL in the previous slide. MySQL installer can actually allow you to install any other products of MySQL, and that includes Workbench. However, I simply want to demonstrate that you can install Workbench using its own installer. To do this, I will select the MSI installer for the community version of Workbench. Clicking the download button takes me to the page where I can complete the download. On this page, you can log into your Oracle account or create one to access more product features. However, this is not mandatory and you can simply click this link here that says, "No thanks, just start my download." I have clicked the download button and my download manager captures the download. I'm going to skip to the part where it finishes downloading. Once my download finishes, I am going to locate it by navigating to the folder where it downloaded. Upon locating it, I'm going to run it. The installer starts and opens up the wizard that will guide me through the installation of MySQL Workbench. I click next and it takes me to the place where I specify the installation directory. I can choose another folder to install to. However, I am fine with this default directory, so I'm going to just click next. For the setup type, you can choose whether you want a complete install or a custom install. Choose complete install and proceed. This takes you to the page where you review your settings before commencing the install. If you feel like changing one or two things, you can always hit the back button. I'm happy with my settings and so I click next. The installation process has started. The status bar is going to show me the progress of the installation. The installation is now complete. You may click the box to launch MySQL Workbench now so that it launches when you click finish. Otherwise, you may choose to launch it later. I want to launch it now. I click finish, wait a few moments, and Workbench opens up. You can see the available instances of MySQL that you can connect to. In my case, I only have one instance. There are times when you may have more than one instances available. For example, you can even connect to an instance of MySQL that is on a remote server. When I click on my instance of MySQL, it brings up a warning that the version I'm connecting to is older than the recommended version of 8.0 and that some features may not work correctly. I am actually using MariaDB and that's why I'm getting this error. I may connect anyway and most features will work fine. However, for the sake of this tutorial, I will install MySQL 8, the recommended version. So don't worry about this error. Alright, I have successfully connected to MySQL using Workbench. We are now all set.